He's an actor with a rather well-spoken actor, but he has an alter ego. He does what he calls rough speaking, all right?
Trevor Phillips, known for his razor-sharp interviews, met his match in Nigel Farage. In a twist that no one saw coming, Farage's laughter at the start of the interview wasn't nervousness, it was confidence. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. As accusations flew and tempers flared, Farage remained cool as a cucumber. But it's what he said next that left Phillips speechless and viewers reeling. Opinion. The stage was set for a clash of titans. Trevor Phillips, renowned for his uncompromising interviews, squared off against Nigel Farage, a figure no stranger to controversy. As the cameras rolled, the tension in the studio was palpable. Viewers braced themselves for the usual barrage of accusations and heated exchanges. But then, something unexpected happened. As Phillips launched into his first question, Farage did the unthinkable. He laughed. This wasn't the nervous chuckle of a politician caught off guard. No, this was a confident, almost challenging laugh that immediately shifted the atmosphere in the room.
In accent term, he didn't say anything offensive to me at all. It was only when he got a couple of our canvases in the car with Channel 4 filming that he tried to provoke them.
Phillips, clearly taken aback, faltered for a moment. In that brief pause, the power dynamics of the interview underwent a seismic shift. Farage's laughter wasn't just a reaction, it was a calculated move, designed to throw Phillips off his rhythm and assert control over the conversation. Body language experts would later point out the effectiveness of this strategy. Laughter in confrontational situations can be a powerful tool.
Also, by the way, specialises his services online,
but you still don't have any proof that actually he wasn't genuinely a guy who decided he wanted to support.
Diffusing tension and challenging the seriousness of accusations. Laughing, Farage effectively told Phillips and the viewers, "I'm not afraid of your questions. In fact, I find them amusing." As the interview progressed, Farage's body language continued to reinforce this message. His relaxed demeanor and assertive posture spoke volume. He wasn't there to be interrogated. He was there to engage in a battle of ideas. This non-verbal communication added weight to his words, making his responses more impactful. Phillips, known for his ability to make politicians squirm, found himself in unfamiliar territory. How would he respond to this unconventional opening? Would he double down on his aggressive questioning, or would he adjust his approach? As viewers watched with bated breath, it became clear that this wasn't going to be a typical political interview. Farage's opening gambit had set the stage for a different kind of exchange. He wasn't on the defensive, scrambling to explain himself. Instead, he was ready to counterattack, to challenge the very premises of Phillips's questions. Media training professionals often emphasize the importance of controlling the narrative in interviews. Farage's laughter and subsequent demeanor did just that. He had effectively disarmed Phillips's aggressive questioning, creating an opportunity to regain control of the conversation. But as compelling as this opening was, both Farage and viewers knew that laughter alone wouldn't be enough to win the day. The real test was yet to come. How would Farage handle the specifics of Phillips's tough questions? Would he be able to maintain this confident demeanor when faced with direct accusations? The stage was set for a fascinating battle of wits and wills. As the interview progressed, Trevor Phillips didn't pull any punches. He launched into a series of hard-hitting accusations, targeting Farage's political movement and its alleged ties to racism. Let's start with the unambiguously racist remarks made by one of your own volunteers, Andrew Parker, Phillips declared, setting the stage for what promised to be a contentious exchange. But Farage, true to his opening gambit, remained unflappable. Instead of becoming defensive or flustered, he calmly turned the tables on his interviewer. In a masterful display of rhetorical jujitsu, Farage brought up Phillips's own controversial past, reminding viewers of the interviewer's suspension from the Labour Party for Islamophobic comments. This unexpected counterattack left Phillips momentarily speechless, forcing him to confront his own credibility on the issue of racism. Farage's strategy became clear. He wasn't just defending himself, he was challenging the entire premise of the interview. When pressed about his stance on controversial global leaders, Farage astutely remarked, "We don't have to agree with someone to understand their influence." This response showcased his ability to reframe the conversation, moving it from personal accusations to broader geopolitical considerations. The battle of wits continued as Phillips tried to pin Farage down on past comments and alleged misinformation. But Farage, ever the skilled orator, deflected these attempts with a mix of skepticism and calls for transparency. "I don't believe we're being told the full truth yet about this person," he stated, effectively sidestepping the accusation while appealing to viewers' own doubts about official narratives. As Farage gained ground, Phillips seemed to struggle to regain control of the interview. The seasoned journalist found himself in the unusual position of being on the back foot, his aggressive questioning style less effective against Farage's calm and measured responses. Viewers watched in fascination as the power dynamics continued to shift. Perhaps most surprisingly, Farage managed to turn the interview into a platform for his political message. "The UK needs change, and it needs it now," he declared, resonating with viewers frustrated by the current political landscape. This pivot from defense to offense demonstrated Farage's ability to seize opportunities even in hostile environments. Irony of the situation wasn't lost on viewers. Social media buzzed with comments about Phillips using a racial slur while accusing Farage of enabling racism. This apparent hypocrisy only served to strengthen Farage's position, casting doubt on the credibility of his critics. As this section of the interview drew to a close, it was clear that Farage had not only weathered the storm, but had emerged stronger. He had addressed the accusations head-on while exposing inconsistencies in his critics' arguments. But the interview was far from over, and both Farage and viewers knew that the toughest challenges were yet to come. As the dust settled on this unexpected clash of titans, viewers were left reeling from the seismic shift in public perception. Nigel Farage, often painted as a one-dimensional firebrand, had emerged as a formidable intellectual opponent. His calm demeanor and articulate responses under fire revealed a depth that many had overlooked. This exchange didn't just challenge preconceptions about Farage, it held up a mirror to the media itself. With public trust in both politicians and journalists at an all-time low, only 29% of people trust the media, and a mere 34% trust politicians. This interview exposed the cracks in our political discourse. The hypocrisy of Phillips accusing Farage of racism, while grappling with his own controversial past, highlighted the complexities often glossed over in soundbite journalism. But perhaps the most profound question raised was this: in an era of carefully scripted political performances, do we need more raw, unfiltered exchanges like this? As viewers watched Farage deftly navigate Phillips's verbal minefields, many found themselves yearning for more substantive debates, free from the constraints of partisan agendas and media narratives. This wasn't just an interview, it was a wake-up call. It challenged us to look beyond the caricatures we've created of public figures and to engage with the nuances of their arguments. In a world where trust in institutions is crumbling, perhaps it's these unscripted moments of genuine discourse that can bridge the growing divide between the public and those who claim to represent them.